He said to me, "You're ruining the mood, please leave." Even though he was my brother-in-law's dad, his words hurt me a lot. I had traveled far to come to my sister's wedding, but I wasn't even invited by the groom's family. "Why are you still here? Just go, you're ruining everything," he said again, angry. I realized they didn't want me there, so I nodded quietly. "Okay, I'll leave," I said, and went outside to call my husband. "Why are you there? What's going on?" he asked, worried. "They told me to leave, so I left," I said without explaining more. He looked at the groom's family. They didn't seem sorry at all. "My name is Lisa, and I'm 32 years old. I live with my husband, who is 11 years older than me. The only family I have now is him and my little sister, Summer, who is 10 years younger than me. Our dad left when I was 10, so our mom raised us alone. She worked very hard while I took care of Summer. We got by until high school, but then our mom got very tired and passed away. After that, Summer and I had to take care of ourselves." "What will we do now, sis?" Summer asked, scared. "Don't worry, I'll find a way," I said, even though I didn't know how. I got a job as a clerk at a small company. It didn't pay much, but it was enough to start. Over time, I did more work, and my boss was kind. One day, he asked me, "Lisa, do you want to get a certificate?" "A certificate?" I asked. "Yes, it's special, and we need someone with it. I think you can do it," he said. "Would it be after work?" I asked. "Yes, and we will pay for it. I'm asking as a favor," he said kindly. I said yes, thinking about Summer and how she needed help as she grew older. "Don't work too hard, sis," Summer often said. "Don't worry about me. When you finish school, you can do anything you want," I told her. When Summer was about to finish high school, she thought about getting a job. I wanted her to go to college, but saving money was hard. I thought about changing jobs, and when I talked to my boss, he understood and helped me. "I completely understand," he said. "Actually, I know someone who's starting a new business, and they're looking for someone like you." "A new company?" I asked. "Yes, don't worry, it's being run by a capable person, and the business is already doing well," he assured me. The new company offered similar work, and although it was a bittersweet farewell, I left. "I've been thinking of closing soon anyway," he said. "You've done more than enough here after 5 years. His kind words moved me to tears. "Don't cry," he said softly. "If I make a young woman cry, my wife will scold me. It's better if you smile with his blessing." I joined the new company. "Nice to meet you, I'm Mike," my new boss introduced himself, a 38-year-old with a commanding presence. "Nice to meet you, I'm Lisa," I replied. "We really needed someone like you," Mike said warmly. "You've already been a huge help. If you could handle things at your last job, you'll thrive here." I thanked him, feeling a mix of nervousness and excitement. Soon, Mike's company became my new home. It was a fast-growing startup, and Mike was the driving force behind its success. Despite being a new venture, it was already securing big contracts. "I'm really glad to have you here, Lisa," Mike said one day. "Your expertise is invaluable, and I'm happy I invested in your training." His words lifted my spirits, and I no longer worried about Summer's tuition or our daily struggles. "You seem so much more upbeat lately," Summer commented one morning. "Really? I've just been busy, but I guess you're right. Could it be because of someone?" she teased. "Don't be silly," I laughed. "Now go get ready for school." 4 years later, I was 27, and Summer was preparing to graduate high school. She was doing well and aiming for her dream university. Things were looking up. Meanwhile, Mike's company was flourishing, taking on larger projects. Mike's brilliance was evident as the business continued to grow, and I found myself training new employees. "How about a trip sometime?" Mike suggested. "A trip? But my schedule," I trailed off. "I'll take care of everything, you've earned a break," he insisted. "Thank you, but it feels like a luxury," I replied. "Let's relax a bit, you deserve it as a key member of the team," he said. I spent a lot of time with Mike. Naturally, our relationship deepened, and despite the 11-year age gap, I didn't mind. But there was one thing that weighed on me: could we wait to marry? One evening, while working late in the office, I decided to speak my mind. "Mike, I do want to marry you. You're amazing, and I love you, but I still have Summer to look after. Once she's on her own, I can think about it. Can we wait until then?" I asked, fearing it was a selfish request. Mike, already in his mid-30s, might have been ready for marriage by then. Of course, I'll wait until she finishes school, Mike said without hesitation, but when that time comes, let's have dinner with your sister, she'll be part of our family too. I was deeply moved by his understanding. From then on, the three of us spent more time together. As Mike's company stabilized and summer neared graduation, we decided to take a trip together. It was an unforgettable experience, one we hoped would never end. But eventually, the trip came to a close. Summer went off to college, and Mike and I returned to work. Summer still lived with me, as her university was nearby, but I knew we'd be seeing less of each other soon. I want a part-time job, she told me one day. Sure, everyone has to start somewhere, I said, though I was still a little anxious. I'll be fine, she reassured me. I've been learning about business management from Mike. I'm ready. Her confidence amazed me, she had grown so much. Then one day, she shocked me even more. Sis, guess what? She said, her eyes bright with excitement. What is it? I asked. I'm getting married after college, she said casually, as if it were the most normal thing in the world. Married? Wait, what? I asked, stunned. She was serious when she said, I'm getting married after graduation. I raised an eyebrow. Who's the guy? You don't know him well. Maybe you do, don't even try to guess, she teased. In the middle of her junior year, she dropped a bombshell. It completely caught me off guard. She had a habit of making random, surprising statements, but this was different. The word marriage stirred up emotions I wasn't ready to confront, especially when it came to Mike and me. Remember the business seminar? She asked. I met a guy there. He's planning to start his own company, and he's a good guy, so I thought, why not marry him? I couldn't help but respond, marriage isn't something you jump into, it's a major commitment. I wanted to speak my mind about our parents and the mess they caused, but I kept it in check. She looked at me seriously. What about Mike's feelings? She asked. I promised I'd look out for you until you graduate, I replied. You think I can't handle things on my own? I've got a plan for my future, and I've met a great guy. It's time you focus on your own happiness. Her eyes tearing up, she added, unless you get married first, it's going to be awkward for me. I guess so, I muttered quietly. Mike and I eventually tied the knot, and the whole company celebrated. Even my first boss showed up to congratulate us. But there was still one more thing left, meeting my sister's fiancé's family. Brian, her fiancé, seemed like a solid guy. He was the eldest son of a small business owner. The business will go to my brother, Brian explained. Really? I asked. I've always dreamed of starting my own business. We're planning to start one together, he replied. That's how we met. We've already incorporated. Student entrepreneurship is becoming more common. Though I didn't entirely grasp their conversation as I was an employee myself, I had a good feeling about Brian's family and thought he and my sister made a perfect match. I was thankful to Mike for bringing them together. After that meeting, I still had to meet the rest of Brian's family. I was a little nervous, especially about the business owners, but figured it was only natural since we were becoming relatives. Oddly enough, they requested that I come alone. Lisa, Brian's father, greeted me when I arrived. I suppose you're here to talk about your sister's marriage to Brian. That's right, I replied, maintaining my composure. Actually, that's not why we invited you, he said, his voice harsh. We're telling you to stay out of this. I was taken aback. What do you mean? You didn't go to college. You lost your parents, while Summer seems capable. You clearly don't. Don't expect any help from us, he sneered. We'll invite you to the wedding, but after that, keep your distance. The people who are far above your station, it would be embarrassing for you to show up there. Their mocking laughter hit hard. When Summer marries Brian, she'll finally have a real family, they added cruelly. Let's just hope she doesn't end up like you. Tears started to form, but I kept my head up and excused myself. I'm not missing my sister's wedding, I said, my voice shaky. I hurried home, tears pouring down. I washed my face repeatedly, but the sting remained. Looking at my red, swollen eyes in the mirror, I whispered, I'll never let them see me like this again. Their insults felt like an attack on everyone who had supported me, but no matter what, I was determined to attend my sister's wedding. Watching her get married would be the final step in letting go, in passing the torch. Days passed, and soon the big day arrived, her graduation and wedding. "You better come to my wedding, sis," she teased. "I wouldn't miss it for the world," I replied, though I felt uneasy about facing Brian's family again. The venue was grand, guests wore elegant outfits, radiating wealth and status. I felt like an outsider but kept my composure. At the entrance, I showed my invitation, and a staff member escorted me to a private room. As soon as the door opened, mocking voices greeted me. "So you really showed up," Dustin, Brian's younger brother, sneered. "You have no idea about social cues, do you? You're ruining the prestige of this place by being here." His father added, "We invited you, but we expected you to know better." "Get the security to remove her," Dustin ordered dismissively. The insults kept coming. I stayed silent until they crossed a line. "What if someone turns out like you?" Dustin spat. "She won't," I retorted, my voice shaking. "She's smart, capable, and working hard. She and Brian are building something together." "That's nonsense," his father scoffed. "Brian will take over our business, not start some side project. They've already incorporated." I fired back, the disbelief was clear in their eyes. Before they could respond, the door swung open. "Sorry I'm late," Mike's voice echoed through the room. The family's demeanor changed immediately. "Mike. It's been too long," they greeted him, all smiles. Mike didn't acknowledge their pleasantries. "Have you seen my wife?" "Your wife?" they echoed, surprised. "Oh, there she is," Mike said, spotting me. "Why are you standing there?" "They asked me to leave," I murmured. Mike's face darkened. "Why would you ask my wife to leave?" "She's the bride's sister." The room fell into silence. "We didn't know," the father stammered. "Explain what happened," Mike demanded. I told him everything. "So you insulted my wife and tried to humiliate her?" His voice was cold. "That's how you treat family?" "We didn't mean it," they stuttered. "Then what did you mean?" Mike's glare made them shrink. After a long pause, he continued, "I do business with your company, but we're not family. Brian is my friend, but I won't tolerate disrespect toward my wife. I'm ending our business relationship right now." "Wait, you can't do that," Brian's father cried. "Please reconsider." "I won't," Mike replied firmly. "Don't worry, though. I'll be working with Brian and Summer's new company. They've earned my trust." The family was shocked. They had lost their son's trust and an important business partner. Mike looked at me and said, "Let's go." He took my hand, and we left. The wedding went on without any more problems. Brian and Summer started their new life together, working on their business. Brian's family had to deal with the trouble they caused, and their company suffered because of it. Life went on. One evening, I gently touched my belly, feeling both happy and nervous. When Mike came home, I made his favorite stew and smiled big. "I have news," I told him, putting his hand on my stomach. His eyes lit up. "Really? That's wonderful," he said and hugged me softly. With a baby coming, our family was growing. We knew there would be hard times, but we would face them together. We were making a happy home full of hope. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video. Stay amazed.